Sairam. The summer of 2006 turned out to be a very special and memorable one for me. I was studying MBA at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning at Prashantinilayam, and for the summer vacation I had travelled to Brindavan, Whitefield, to Swami's ashram in Bangalore. Swami made it so memorable for us by granting daily Trai sessions, usually after the evening bhajan. Swami would call all of us students along with teachers, the staff and a few other devotees into his own residence, Trai Brindavan. Swami would be seated on a jhula and we would be surrounding him, sitting all around, and anything could happen, from Swami's discourses to talks by devotees, talks by students, songs and bhajans by students, and so many interactions. Sometimes Swami would relive the golden days, like how we are sitting here and reliving our times with the Lord, right? The Lord would relive his times with the devotees. During that 2006 summer vacation, one day Swami spoke in detail about Dr. Alreja, his personal physician. The way Dr. Alreja came to Swami is so amazing, and to hear it in Swami's words was such a wonderful experience. In fact, if you are unaware of the experiences of Swami's personal physician and would like to watch it, you can do so at this link above. Personally, for me, it was very fulfilling. On many occasions, I got the opportunity to sit close to the jhula and do pada seva to Swami, pressing his feet. Oh my God, that was such a beautiful, unforgettable experience that I decided that I should put in efforts to relive and recapture that experience in such a manner that each one of you can also experience that pada seva. So here is an experiential video that has been created at this link above. One of the biggest revelations for me during that vacation was the sheer number of people with whom Swami would interact at a physical, worldly level. Hundreds of students, thousands of devotees on a daily basis, and Swami will remember aspects about each person's life. Phenomenal. One day, Swami told one of the students, I know every night before you go to bed, you keep talking to Swami. And then Swami told all of us that this boy imagines Swami by his side, he talks to Swami and wishes good night to Swami and imagines that Swami is sleeping by his side, and Swami says, daily I sleep by his side. Wow, that was such a beautiful revelation that I decided that every night, let me also speak to Swami. Why every night? Before every meal, as soon as I wake up, before I go for my badminton, whenever possible, let me also speak to Swami, because Swami said he is there listening. So when all this was happening, one day this thought came into my head that it is possible that when Swami has so many people to remember, he may forget me. So one day I wrote a letter to Swami. And in that letter I wrote, Dear Swami, I am grateful to you for the wonderful family that you have given, for the wonderful life that you have given. I have nothing to ask from you. I love you, Swami. And I also know that you love me more, because you love me as much as I love myself, if not more. And I know that I love myself the most in this universe. And therefore, you love me the most. There is nothing that you are not aware of, Swami, but I am writing this letter for my own satisfaction. And finally, I wrote a sentence, Swami, I am also writing this letter to remain in the top of your mind awareness. Those who are in marketing relate to this term, top of mind awareness. In fact, it is said that advertising that different companies do for different products, one of the reasons it is done is to remain in the top of mind awareness of the consumer. When a consumer thinks of a cool drink, he must think of this brand. When a consumer thinks of a shoe, he must think of this brand. So also, when Swami thinks of students, he must think of me, and that is why, to remain in the top of your mind awareness, Swami, I am writing this letter. I offered this letter to him and Swami accepted it. I was very happy. Swami sat on the jhula and did something that thrilled me even more. He opened the letter and began to read it right in front of me. Wow, it was amazing sitting and watching him read the letter. He read that letter for about 30-35 seconds. At the end of it, he folded the letter and tore it into half and then threw the two halves down. What had I done wrong? What was the meaning of this? The insight that I got is so valuable and so comforting. I was reading this book, Trai Saptamai, that was released on the occasion of Swami's 70th birthday, and in that there was an article by a former student, Brother Vishwasai Pratap. He records that one evening, this is most probably in 1994 or 1995, when he was sitting for darshan, he observed that on the ladies' side, there was one little girl, possibly 5 years of age, who came running to Swami with a letter. Now he started thinking, is it possible for such a young child to write a letter to Swami? Most probably, this girl's mother or father must have written a letter or must have made her write this letter. Now when he was thinking of this, she reached Swami and offered the letter to Swami. Swami accepted that letter and then crumpled it and threw it to the floor. He then sent this little child back. Now, this was a little unnerving sight for this brother because he was wondering, why did Swami do this? Is it possible that that child had asked for something wrong which upset Swami? You see, Swami is an ocean of compassion. He will not get upset with us, angry with us, even if we are doing wrong, because he is our divine mother. And even if he is upset, he will not show it like this, right? These were the thoughts that were going on in his head. And he thought, Swami must have had some reason to do this. Now, as I was reading this experience, I remembered my own experience where Swami tore my letter and cast it away. And then, a few weeks later, during the summer vacation, when this brother had gone to his hometown, he got to hear the most fascinating and interesting experience. This was of this particular little girl. She had a huge hole in her heart, and the doctors in Chennai or Hyderabad as well, both these places, they had diagnosed this hole in her heart and said she needed immediate and urgent surgery. Unable to afford this surgery, the parents had come to Puttaparthi because Swami had started his super specialty hospital. Over there too, the diagnosis was the same and a date for surgery had been set. Now the worried mother had written this entire thing in a letter to Swami, asking him to bless the daughter. And she had given this letter in the hands of that little girl to give it to Swami. That was the letter that Swami crumpled and threw. The story going ahead, which Brother Vishwasai Pratap heard, is so beautiful. This little child got admitted in the hospital on the day of the operation. During the preliminary tests that were done, the doctors were simply astounded. They were shocked because there was no hole in the heart. The heart was now whole. There was no hole. That is what the Lord does. He comes and fills our hearts. We bring our hearts to Him with some holes, and with His touch, He makes our hearts wholesome. Possibly that day when Swami crumpled the letter and threw it to the floor, the mother must have felt a stab in her heart. But when she found out what Swami had done, she just had oozing gratitude in her heart. I remember an interaction between Professor Anil Kumar and Bhagawan. Swami once during darshan, carrying many letters in his hands, told Professor Anil Kumar, I don't understand why these devotees keep offering letters and letters and letters. What is the need to give so many letters? And Professor Anil Kumar sir, batting on the behalf of the devotees and the students, said, Swami, it is possible that there is some emergency in their lives. That is why they are trying to give a letter to you. And then Swami said, once someone has surrendered to me, Anil Kumar, there will be no emergency in their lives. Once we have surrendered to Swami, there will be no emergency in our lives. All we have to do is surrender to Swami and know that He is there, knowing everything. There is no special thing that we need to do to be in the top of his mind awareness. Swami is aware of us all the time, at all the places, at all the spaces, and every moment of our life he is doing the things that are best for us. That is the prayer of surrender we should adopt in our lives. I would recommend that you watch this video on the prayer of surrender at this link above, which will throw more light on this. I will conclude with another personal experience that happened as a dream when I was in grade 11 or grade 12. At that point in time, I used to write letters to Swami in which I would say, Swami, whatever happens, never let go of my hand. Please hold my hand forever. And I used to keep giving these letters. And then one day, Swami stopped accepting these letters from me. And I wondered, what wrong am I doing? I am doing the same prayer and this is the only prayer I want. I don't want to ask anything worldly or material from Swami. What's wrong in asking him to hold my hand forever? And that night I had a dream. And in the dream too, I had this letter in which I had asked Swami to hold my hand forever. And when I tried to offer that letter in the dream too, Swami did not accept it. And when I was wondering why Swami is not accepting my letter, Swami said, hey, your prayer is wrong. What is wrong in my prayer? You are saying, Swami, never let go of my hand. Swami will never let go of your hand. You ensure that you never let go of Swami's hand. Dear brothers and sisters, we are often worried that Swami has forgotten us, Swami has let go of us. Swami will never let go of us. We should never let go of Swami. We are always in Swami's top of the mind awareness. The question to ask is Swami in the top of my mind awareness? Every thought that we think, every word that we speak, every action that we do, let us think, speak and do with the objective that Swami is always not just part of our lives, but the center of our lives. Swami is always the top of our mind awareness for all of us. With him in our lives, we will have no emergency. He may do things that appear strong or appear as if he is upset. But let us always remember his love for us is such that whatever he does is the best for us. Swami possibly tore my letter to indicate this to me, that you don't need to do any special effort to remain in the top of my mind awareness. But you make efforts to ensure that I remain in the top of your mind awareness. Dear Swami, may we always cherish you in our hearts and minds, and may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.